with the first two ATP 1000 events just around the corner with Indian Wells and Miami about to happen, let's take a look at the ATP rankings as we get into those first two big events of the year. Guys, no surprise, right at the top is going to be Jannik Sinner, the world number one. Obviously, everybody knows there's a lot of controversy behind Jannik Sinner right now with the doping and the suspension and whatnot, but nonetheless, Sinner is still your number one. Coming at number two is Alexander Zverev. Zverev, we'll see, guys. This is going to be a big stretch for him with Indian Wells, Miami. Then we're going to get into the clay court season. That's really where I want to see Zverev. Can Zverev play good right now before we get into that clay season where he's been known to thrive? Carlos Alcaraz, number three. I'm sure a lot of people are surprised that he's behind Zverev there, but still a big opportunity here for Carlos Alcaraz to jump Zverev maybe in the rankings. Because remember, guys, he did win Indian Wells last year. He is your reigning champion there. Great opportunity for him to go back-to-back. Taylor Fritz coming in at number four, the American. Coming off a bad Australian Open showing there. Let's see if Fritz can bounce back here. He did win Indian Wells before. This is going to be a big tournament for him as well. Number five, going to be Casper Ruud. Kind of like I was saying with Zverev. Now, Zverev's game translates better than Ruud does to the hard courts, but still, the clay court season will be here before you know it. That's where Ruud shines. Can Ruud do anything here at Indian Wells, Miami to help with these rankings? Maybe get even boost it then once we get to the clay season. Daniil Medvedev, number six. He won Miami before, guys. He's somebody that knows what it takes to win in that tournament. He was runner-up at Indian Wells. But so far, guys, here in 2025, Medvedev's struggling a little bit. But still, we've seen him have success on these courts before. Let's see what Medvedev does. Novak Djokovic, number seven. Surprised to see him down this low. We'll see what Djokovic does too, guys. Right? He had a good showing at the Australian Open, but he's banged up a little bit. Now, struggling a little bit since that injury. We'll see what he's able to do here. Novak Djokovic is set to compete at Indian Wells, so we'll see what happens there. Alex de Minaur coming in at number 8. De Minaur is having a good 2025 so far. Let's see if there's momentum on the side of him. Andrey Rublev coming off a big win in a tournament. Again, let's see, can that kickstart Rublev? We've seen Rublev look really good in those tournaments. The next thing you know, he's losing in the first round. A lot of inconsistencies from Rublev. Let's see what Rublev does with these two big tournaments coming here back-to-back. And finally, rounding out your top 10 is Tommy Paul, the fellow American, joining Taylor Fritz there. Nice to see for Paul that he's able to keep this top 10 ranking. But he's going to need a big two tournaments here to keep that ranking, guys. A lot of guys on his heels. So that's your top 10 in the ATP rankings so far, guys. And just so you guys know, I'm going to have the link in the description of this video if you want to take a look at the full entire rankings. And the other thing to note too, and this will be in this description, you could also take a look at the race towards the ATP finals. It's still very early in the season, because if you look at that, you're going to see names that you probably wouldn't think would be there. For example, you have Felix Auger-Aliassime coming in at number 4 right now in those rankings, and also Ben Shelton with that great showing at the Australian Open coming in at number 5. He also going to be big tournaments for him at Miami and Indian Wells. So that's your look at the ATP rankings. Let's see how this gets shaken up, guys. Like I said, two big ATP 1000 events coming up back-to-back with Indian Wells and Miami. So big opportunities for a lot of guys here. We'll see they all cash in on it. And make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I have continued coverage of the ATP tennis season and those events there in Indian Wells and Miami right here.